Good evening, esteemed professors, distinguished guests, and honored participants. I, Ivanshi Kashyap, a student of BBA 5th semester, welcomes you all with great pleasure and pride to this 29th online interactive session organized by the Delhi School of Professional Studies and Research, an institution committed to academic excellence and leadership development. Today, we all are gathered for another amazing interactive session where we will learn, seek, and adapt many skills and things which will help us to be a better person professionally. At TSPSR, we believe in creating opportunities that bridge the gap between academic learning and real world corporate insights. Today's session, Leadership Development, is a testament to that mission. We are confident that this session will empower each one of you with valuable insights and practical strategies to grow as professionals and leaders. The SPSR faculty and students are delighted to have Mr. Samir Anand sir as session speaker and Mr. Anshuman Singh sir as a moderator joining us today to share their insights and experiences. We welcome you, sir. Before moving further, we shall proceed with the lighting of the virtual lamp, a tradition that symbolizes the dispelling of darkness and the awakening of knowledge. May the light of learning continue to guide us on our path to growth and leadership. Now I request Arun sir to play the video. Thank you, sir. It is with immense pleasure and great respect that I take this opportunity to welcome a multifaceted personality, an inspiring leader, and a passionate human being, Mr. Anand sir. Mr. Anand sir holds an MBA and a bachelor's degree in computer science. But what truly defines him is not just his academic background, but his soulful spirit, creative flair, and unwavering dedication to serving communities. A seeker by nature, an artist at heart, and a dynamic professional by practice. He is a rare blend of artistic sensitivity and business acumen. With over 25 years of distinguished experience in media, sales, and business development, Mr. Anand has worked with India's leading media houses, including the Times of India Group, India Today Group, Malayalam Manorama, and HT Media Limited. He has played pivotal roles in launching and scaling some of India's most loved radio stations like FM, Radio Nasha, and Radio One. His career trajectory includes leadership roles such as National Sales Head, Director and Chief Mentor, and Chief Sales Contributor, where he has consistently driven market expansion, revenue growth, and operational excellence, earning accolades for transforming visions into actionable results. But what truly sets Mr. Anand apart is his heart. Following the COVID-19 pandemic, he channeled his energy into entrepreneurship in creative design and radio consultancy, and more significantly, into philanthropy. As a founding member of Utsaha Foundation and Shahid Sukhdev Foundation, he has spearheaded numerous initiatives in education, healthcare, and food distribution with a mission to build a more equitable, human, and sustainable society. Please join us in extending a very warm welcome to a visionary professional, a compassionate change maker, and an inspiring speaker, Mr. Samir Anand sir.
Thank you, Ivanshi. Thank you so much for the nice introduction. So, can we keep the session open? If you have any queries, let's start with any queries. If any of the student is there, if they want to ask something, that how they can build their career in sales and marketing or anything else.
Hi, Mr. Samir. I'm Anshuman.
Hi, Anshuman. Hi, Anshuman. You have grown so big, huh? I'm seeing you after a long, long time.
Thank you. Thank you. It's all blessings of you, all of you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I think I can start, but I echo with thought of him that I think.
Wait a second, sir. Sir, wait a second. Uh, I'm really sorry. Okay. We are honored to welcome Mr. Anshuman Singh sir, who joined us today as the moderator for this session. Mr. Anshuman Singh sir is currently serving as an audit manager at Deloitte Bermuda, where he has been contributing his expertise since July 2024. Before this, he held the role of audit senior in Bermuda for nearly 2 years, handling complex audits and international clients with utmost precision and professionalism. Prior to his global stint, he was associated with EY in Gurugram, where he led US external audit engagements. He also served at Deloitte India offices of the US for more than 2 years, building a strong foundation in financial audits and compliance. During his MBA journey, he also undertook a consultancy role under the Ministry of Rural Development India, where he worked on impactful policy projects under the DDU GKY scheme focused on rural youth skilling. Mr. Anshuman holds a strong academic background with certifications including USCPA, USCMA, MBA in Finance, and a Master's in Commerce. His journey is a perfect blend of technical excellence, international exposure, and leadership in the field of audit and assurance. Your valuable presence adds great strength to today's event and to all our participants joining us from different places, eager to learn and grow. Once again, I extend a warm welcome to our esteemed speaker, our respected faculty members, and most importantly, all our participants. Your presence here reflects your commitment to learning and personal growth. Let us make this 1 hour a truly enriching experience. Now, I would like to hand over the session to Mr. Anshuman Singh, sir, to proceed further. Sir, please.
Thanks, Shivanshi, for introducing me, and no need for apologizing. It's all good, so don't take it, don't sweat about it at all. So yeah, happy to start, and I echo with Mr. Samir's thought that it would be good that if we can have everyone open, like the mics open, option, at least an option, and if they want to ask any question, they can feel free to do so. But yeah, I guess I can get started with my questions.
Yeah,
So
please get it.
yeah,
Yeah.
I was just going through your CV, and I saw that you moved from different places up. I think one of the motivation factors is obviously the money in the new position, but I wanted to ask you what made you start looking for jobs at other place, or was it organically that you were pulled in a different direction, or was it just life taking its course? If you can shed some experience light on that, that'd be really helpful.
Yeah, thanks, Anshuman. So, I'm fortunate enough that I also kind of started my career with DSPSR itself. So, though DSPSR was my second job, I had worked with one more organization, but what that was very, very short stint. So, my first job was with SHTR Consulting Group, and the Guru Gobind Singh Indraprastha University had just started that point of time. I remember those days of counseling, wherein we had just passed out of the our institution MBA, and Dr. Singh called up that why don't you people? There were a group of three, two more classmates, Vanita and Shalindra were also there, and of course Lavanya also joined during that time. So we were fortunate enough, all of us, that we started our career with Delhi School of Professional Studies and Research. So academics was kind of one thing which was uh, draw our interest. In fact, all four of us. That is why we were there. And Dr. Singh gave us the empowerment to do a lot of things. So we were, I would say, an entrepreneur within an organization, which is an good thing to be. There was a lot of freedom. We learned a lot at Delhi School of Professional Studies and Research, and then I moved to corporate world, and I started my career with media industry. So Bennett Coleman and Company was my first stint, as very rightly said, Anshuman, that there are two things which is also applicable in the world of sales and marketing. When you take the example of a lot of brands, wherein either they can grow organically or there can be an inorganic growth. So, of course, inorganic growth is a fast growth. So, if you see my career, so it is a combination of both organic as well as inorganic growth. So my last corporate stint was with Hindustan Times Group, where I had spent almost 10 years, and I was heading Radio One, the sales team of Radio One, and national sales head as national sales head. And before that, I was also the operations head of the entire radio division of HT. So it is kind of blend of both things, which is a very good question, Anshuman. So, like growing faster, you need inorganic strength, which is required. But at the same time, at certain places, you need to be very stable. Uh, and that is why if you see overall the growth, the media growth, so there was an inorganic growth initially, and then for 10 years I was in the same organization, and then I started my own stint from post-COVID, post-pandemic, and now I'm doing consultancy, which is media consultancy, largely radio media consultancy, and I also run an NGO, rather two NGOs. In one NGO, because I come from a martyr family, so my grandmother from my maternal side, so she was sister of Shahid Sukhdev. So that is why I started Shahid Sukhdev Foundation, where we do blood donation camps. That is the only activity which we do. And at times we also distribute food in that foundation. But there is another foundation by the name of Utsaha Foundation, where we do a lot of other activities with along with the Rotary, and there are a lot of CSR funding which happens. There are projects like the recent project which we did was of developing smart classes for government schools in Haryana, Punjab, and Himachal Pradesh. So these are the activities which I'm taking up these days. So since last 4.5 year, 5 year, I'm doing consultancy and doing some sort of social upliftment work.
Thanks for that response. I always like I'm pretty young in my career, only 5 years of work experience.
Mm.
Uh, but I always feel like whenever someone either starts looking for a job anywhere else or someone is not happy, it's not either about work. There are specific instances which leaves a mark in your mind, and at the same time, the same instance where you feel very happy about your work that you do, like key highlights. And these are not monetary in nature. These are like maybe someone appreciates you, maybe you work on a very big project and it was really good at the end. So, would it be possible for you to tell us those key highlights, both a good one and possibly not so good one, in each of your jobs? So, to give us insights on how it is.
Yeah, Anshuman, so whatever experience I have learned one thing, that wherever you work, you have to give your 100%. That is very much required. So, because there is always a competition. So there are two things. So one thing is the external motivation you just mentioned, that whether it is a money thing, which or an inorganic thing which drives a person, or something else, the inner drive. So for me, the intrinsic motivation is very important. So intrinsic motivation actually gives you a lot of energy. It gives you that drive to move the things. So for me, intrinsic motivation have been the foremost thing in wherever I had gone, and of course, passion with compassion. So I have been telling to my fellow members also that you need to be passionate enough to do your work. You need to have that zeal, but at the same time, you should also look forward to the human angle, the human values. So you need to be compassionate enough to drive your teams. So both goes hand in hand, and that is something which drives a person, and it no more looks like a job. Like whenever you are in job, you said that yes, it becomes difficult for creating a balance, work life balance. There are certain points wherein you feel a lot of exhausted because you've been working day and night. There are a lot of projects. There are a lot of the situations are very very demanding, and the crisis management is also required that point of time. So, of course, you need to balance all these things, and that can only be balanced if there is an intrinsic drive, there is an inner drive. Then only you will be able to balance it. Externally, all those things are not possible. One will get exhausted if there is no inner light. So, that light is very, very important.
Completely agree with that. Yeah. Thanks for the insight. And from what I see, you had a pretty extensive corporate career, which oftentimes demands a lot of hours, and lot of time, lot of commitment. And as you said, you give your 100%. What role do you think your family plays in it in terms of enabling you, supporting you, empowering you to achieve all of these things? So if you can shed some light how your family helps in.
So, so, so family is the most important, I would say, force behind anything. Like so, whatever you do, because we have been brought up in Indian culture, so it's a family is more important. You know, in India, I was listening to Lavanya's talk. He was comparing the Indian versus European versus American. That how the culture is different. There are certain things which are pulled apart. So, of course, we have been brought in that kind of culture where family is the most important thing for all the Indians. That has been part of grooming since day one when you are a child. So, of course, the families without family support, it becomes very, very difficult to move, excel in any field of life, whatever it is. So my family had definitely supported me. In fact, coming back to your previous questions also, Anshuman, if I tell you that why I moved, I kind of started my own venture. There were two reasons behind it. A, I always wanted to do something of my own. That drive was always there in me. That let me start something of my own. The second thing is when you say that work-life balance. So I was traveling a lot. I was traveling a lot, say 18 to 20 days to Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore, Kolkata, Ahmedabad, Pune, then the towns of UP and all, pan India, I was traveling. So in 2.5 years, 3 years, that exertion was there. And I was not able to give time to family. And my daughter was growing up. So I was missing those kind of golden years of her childhood, which I wanted to spend with her, give her time. And I took a sabbatical. So I would say, I would narrate a quote here. मतलब if you are people are comfortable with Hindi, तो मैं एक
Yeah,
हिंदी में शेर बोलना चाहूंगा. तो ये बशीर साहब ने लिखा है. उन्होंने कहा कि उन्हें कामयाबी में सुकून नजर आया. उन्हें कामयाबी में सुकून नजर आया तो वो दौड़ते चले गए. उन्हें कामयाबी में सुकून नजर आया तो वो दौड़ते चले गए. हमें सुकून में कामयाबी दिखी तो ठहर गए. उन्हें कामयाबी में सुकून नजर आया तो वो दौड़ते चले गए. हमें सुकून में कामयाबी दिखी तो ठहर गए. ख्वाहिशों के बोझ के नीचे, ख्वाहिशों ख्वाहिशों के बोझ के तले बशर ये तू क्या कर रहा है. बशर साहब ने खुद ही लिखा है कि ख्वाहिशों के बोझ तले बशर ये तू क्या कर रहा है. इतना तो जीना भी नहीं है जितना तू मर रहा है. तो
wow.
कहने का मतलब ये है कि इट्स अ रैट रेस. व्हेन यू आर इन अ कॉर्पोरेट वर्ल्ड इट बिकम्स डिफिकल्ट बिकॉज there is an internal competition, there is an external competition, and a lot of other things which is going on. But at certain point of time, you have to balance things. So I took a sabbatical. I said I'll give time to my family. But unfortunately, the COVID pandemic happened that point of time. But it was a fortunate thing for me that I could spend more time with my family, and that is how. And I also simultaneously started my own venture, and
Mhm.
I'm these days consulting. I just mentioned, so family's role is very, very important. So without family support, nothing is possible. Nothing is possible. So it is also said, no, that a human being is a social being, you know.
Mm.
So neither you are fully independent nor you are fully dependent. So you have to strike a balance. You have to strike a balance between work and life. You have to give time to your work, but at the same time you have to spend time with your family. You can't ignore both the things. Yes, the work is the most important thing, like as you say, uh, karmasu kaushalam and karmanne vadika rastu. So the logo of DSPSR also say karmasu kaushalam. So yoga
Karmasu
karmasu,
Kaushal.
yoga karmasu
Yoga
kaushalam. So
Karmasu
logo is
Kaushalam, which you, I think, designed, if I remember correctly,
yeah.
the logo and the colors in the logo and the meaning of those colors in the logo all were designed by you, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, yeah. So that was kind of my second assignment after Markaizen. And I think it's a high time we are celebrating Silver Jubilee of DSPSR to modify the logo. And I will propose few designs to you. We'll make it little more modern to the times. During those time, there were different limitation. There was limitation of printing that there were a lot of things, budget constraints, printing constraints, lot of things. So keeping those things in mind, that logo was designed. But I think it's a high time if Dr. AK Singh give me that privilege, I will give two, three more options to change the logo or transform. I would say rather transform the logo in
Yes, yes.
the
You're most welcome to transform also. Very few people would get in their lifetime, 25 years of journey, and then you transform the logo that you designed yourself.
yeah.
That's wonderful.
Thank you, sir. Because there are a lot of organization with times they redesign their logo. Tata has done that. Mahindra has done that. If you see their previous logos, and it is not once. So these couple of organizations are more than 100 years old. If you see, even Reliance logo has changed. Airtel logo has changed. Airtel is not that 100-year-old company, but still. So at times, yes, things needs transformation, and I'm privileged that Dr. Singh has allowed me to submit a couple of designs. I will do that and submit the designs very soon. So,
Um, I'm looking forward for DSP
any,
logo to
yeah. So,
to know.
Anshuman, anybody, rather, I would say anybody if wants to ask anything related to sales, marketing, especially media sales, or anything related to the social upliftment, maybe related to NGO work, something. So all of you are free to ask any question related to that, especially media sales and marketing. And I can throw light on other sales and marketing also, but media had been my forte for last 20 plus years. So any query related to media, anything related to radio, anything related to podcast, anything, because it's the world is changing, the things have changed, and radio is actually also called theater of mind. Um, radio uh, is the only medium which is not I would say uh, it is free to air medium, but it is not free in the sense that it is very easy to start a newspaper, it is very easy to start a news channel. You have to just do the registration, and you can start these things, because there are newspaper which are at the local level, at the city level. There are TV channels, cable channels which are at the local level. There are, of course, radio stations also which are confined to a geography, but then you have to obtain a license from Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, and you have to pay licensing fees, which is for a specific period of time. Then only obtain the license for radio, and then it can run. So with the like advent of these Spotify and other such channels, there is a lot of competition which has come to radio. When I'm saying radio, so I'm largely talking about FM, frequency modulation, because all these new radio stations, the private radio stations, these are frequency modulation. So there is a short wave, there is a medium wave, but these are called FM, frequency modulation. So if I throw some light on the radio thing, I'll just explain so that then you can ask me questions. So how these things work, especially the FM thing. So radio, if you imagine, like Anshuman, you are very young, probably your Dr. Singh or maybe anybody who's senior or would remember those days of radios when the TV was kind of uh, in small cities it was not there. In Delhi, of course, it was there in few household. It was a big thing to own a television during those times, and black and white TV used to be there with that shutter thing. There used to be a shutter on that, but then used to be a big radio sets in each house, Murphy radio, and there were different kind of radio sets with that aerial and all. So in after 1999, in 2003, actually, government opened the licensing for private stations, and Radio City was the first private FM station which was started, and that too started from the Lucknow city, Lucknow, Mumbai, then Delhi. And so there was phase one of licensing, wherein few players came in. Then there was phase two of licensing. In phase two of licensing, Fever FM was born. So Fever had a tie-up with Virgin Group, Virgin Radio. Virgin Group is a Virgin Atlantic Group, the Richard Branson Group. So Fever had that tie-up, and Fever had that logo also carried that V. If you remember that Virgin V, so that was part of Fever's logo. It was embedded in Fever's logo. Now it is no more there because the agreement uh, does not exist now. It was terminated a couple of years back. So in phase two, Fever was born with just four stations: Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore, and Kolkata. And then phase three came, wherein a lot of FM stations were open. So, when the first bid was there, the radio station, can you imagine that what would be the price of opening a FM station? So if I tell you in phase two, when Fever was opened, so Fever's bid was 33 crores. That was the licensing fees. But in phase two, we had taken the second license in Delhi, Mumbai, in two cities. So in Delhi itself, Fever had paid 171 crores, from 33 crores to 171 crores in the span of just, I would say, 10 years. So that is how the licensing fees, because it's an open bid. So the bid would have started from 33 crores, but Delhi and Bombay, there is a saturation. There is just one station. So if you want to own, you'll have to pay the price for that. So bid went up from 33 crores to 171 crores. So Fever spent almost 500 crores to increase its the network from 500 crores plus another 400 crores, 900 crores, from 4 stations to 22 stations. So Fever was started as an English station, then it was made as a contemporary hit radio. So there are different formats of radio. Uh, I don't know how many people tune into radio. I don't know in the forum. So if you travel by car, so you would have heard a radio at some point in time. So Fever's frequency is 104 FM, 104, 104 Fever. Bukhar. So it's 104 FM. So it's all about the music. Then Fever acquired, had taken one more in third phase of licensing, which was Radio Nasha earlier. Bombay, it is still Radio Nasha. But Delhi, they converted it into a Punjabi station, which is Fever Punjabi. So it's 107.2. Then there was another station. We had taken over a company called Next Media Limited. So, which is Radio One. So, which was an English format. So that is how there are multiple formats of radio. There are different genres of radio. So few people tune into Hindi songs, few people listen to English, and within Hindi also there is a retro. So Big FM, and there are a couple of other stations. They play only retro station songs. So retros are those songs which are 90s or pre-90. Pre-90, say if we go towards 70, 60, it becomes a classic radio. The radio gold and all, they plays those songs. So that is how there is a differentiation. So amongst CHR format, the contemporary hit radio, which is the latest songs, so the differentiation among the product is not there, but the jock talk, the radio jockeys, they bring in a lot of differentiation so far as the FM stations are concerned. So that is how it is done, and the revenue is generated through advertising. So advertising is the key source of revenue with certain value additions. So these radio station also organizes a lot of events. So a lot of artists related to the largely the singers. Recently, Sonu Nigam concert was done. Even the last concert of Jagjit Singh and Ghulam Ali was also done by Fever. So after that, unfortunately, Jagjit Singh Saab passed away. So that was the last concert which was done by Fever. Jagjit Singh did the last concert for Fever. So these are also different streams of revenue, wherein through event the revenue is generated. But the basic, I would say the bread and butter for radio would be the advertisements, which is also called FCT, free commercial time or fixed commercial time, whatever you want to call it. So that is how largely I've just given you an overview that how radio works.
Thank you for that. So if I can summarize, so it's basically one revenue stream is advertisement, one is through organizing different events, and then one is the actual radio that you listen. So would you mind us taking through different job profiles in these different roles and how a student can actually get into a radio station, and within these three avenues, what are the best jobs to look out for entry level graduates and how they can make their mark?
So, like largely, you can divide a radio station in four departments, macro level, four departments. Yeah. So one is the marketing department, which is there, which creates the brand and which manages the brand, and the brand identity is continuously enhanced. That is the role of marketing, and
Mhm.
they do also marketing tie-ups also. Then comes the sales department, which is the advertising sales, which also sells events. And there are other I would say IPRs are also generated by FM stations. That is also sold by radio station.
Mhm.
So this is the second department. When I say IPR, so IPR, for the understanding of students, it is intellectual property rights. So uh, for example, Fever had a tie-up with Delhi Daredevils, which is now Delhi Capitals, since inception. So I think it is what 14th season of IPL, 15th season of IPL. Uh,
I
because
wouldn't know.
Dr. Singh once told us that not to watch cricket, so I also don't follow cricket so much. I don't remember because I'm out of the company, so I don't remember. I think it is 15th or something, whatever is the season. So since inception, Fever is the official radio partner for Delhi Day. Earlier it was Delhi Daredevil, now it is Delhi Capitals. Now
Mhm.
you see this becomes an IPR. So this IPR is only with Fever as in radio station. So radio station generates capital, generates revenue out of it, and also spends some money, shares some profit with the team, this thing agency, the company which owns the teams, because these teams are also funded by some companies. So GMR and Jindal, they alternately, earlier it was with GMR, the Delhi Daredevils, when it became Delhi Capital. So now alternatively it is managed by both Jindal Steel as well as GMR. So this becomes an IPR. This also becomes a source of revenue. Now, with there are it opens n number of avenues. So this is another. So coming back to the departments, one I said marketing, then sales, and another important department is the creative or programming department. Within programming, there is a separate creative wing. So programming, why it is important? Because they create the product, the all the job talks, what kind of songs, then uh, there is a lot of science which goes behind it. That during the day, depending on the mood, what kind of songs are you going to play? And radio gives you that flexibility also. Suppose there is a rain, so the moment there is a rain and there is a change in a weather, so you can play the songs, the romantic songs for rain and all those things. So this flexibility is there. As just mentioned, that radio is theater of mind. So you can just imagine. You can't see anything, but whatever a radio jockey is explaining, he can create that aura by just explaining. So everybody has his or her own imagination. So that is why it is called theater of mind. So creative uh, is a soul of the radio, the programming department. They make the entire programming chart, and based on that, there is a 24 hours of programming which is done. Out of which, within 16 hours, there are job talks. So there are 4 to 5 radio jockeys. They do 4 hour show, and they directly interact with the audience also. There are certain programs wherein they allow audience to call them, and they give them the chance to come on radio. So this becomes a programming department. Within programming, there is a creative team which is creative solutions, which is also called creative. They create solutions for clients. So they are kind of, I would say, they become a bridge between sales team and team. Whenever there is a requirement of some innovations, so sales team asks for some sort of solutions for a client, or they also propose some sort of solutions. They innovate certain type of properties and all, which is available for sales team to sell in the market to generate the revenue. So in the form of pure money. So this is the third department, and the fourth department, of course, is the HR department, which is there, and everything is governed by the senior management that is there. So to get into a FM station would not be a difficult job. Most of the people, they want to come to the radio for voice. You know, that is something media entices you. Wherever you say media, so it kinds of it allures everybody, because it's people think it's a world of glamour. Inside it is different, outside it is different. From outside it looks a lot of glamour, but then a lot of hard work goes into it. Content creation is not easy, and content creation is very, very expensive. In TV, it is much more expensive than radio, because radio is just voice. In TV, you have to show a lot of things, lot of that is why they repeat a lot of clippings. If you see the news channels, why there is a repetition of same news n number of times during the day. Sometimes in the second day also they show the highlight, because content creation is very, very expensive. But when it comes to radio, people want to give their voice. So people have either baritone voice, they come to radio, and who can talk for hours, you know, and who are witty enough, or who can connect with audience with something. So those are the people who can become radio jockey. It is not that straight away you become a radio jockey. You undergo training. So you join in the creative team, you observe people, and then gradually you are inducted, and you are giving small weekly programs to uh, come on radio and all those things. So those are recorded ones. But when you talk about these radio jockeys, these are live programs. It is not recorded. It is spontaneous. It is 9 second deferred. In certain radio stations, that is more than nine. Why it is 9 second deferred? There is a reason behind it, and there is sometimes you will hear a beep sound, because a radio jockey can also fumble. He's a human being. He can also speak something, or there is a possibility that who is there on the radio, if he speaks some foul language or something, you can immediately beep it or stop it. So that is the reason it is deferred by 9 seconds. The streaming is deferred by 9 seconds. So whatever they say, they speak. When it is broadcasted, it is telecasted, it is deferred by 9 seconds. So that is how it is programmed. So that is how you can become a radio jockey. But then there are very few number of radio jockeys. There is very, very very highly talented guys, those who have got very good voice, those who can connect with the audience, those who can talk a lot of things, and you need to be intelligent also to talk enough. So It is not a verbal diarrhea. So you have to be intelligent enough to connect with audience, because audience are very smart, and you need to depict the mood of the audience. So that is how the one can become a radio jockey. But within the programming team, there are a lot of things. There are a lot of things which goes in back end. With every radio jockey, there is a producer. Without producer, a jockey can't do anything. He helps him to produce the show. There is a lot of content which goes into it. So there are content writers. So sometimes a radio jockey, they write their own content, but then there are many radio jockeys who take the helps of other writers. Then there are other creative guys, there are music guys, there are production guys. Production is also required to be done. There are certain recordings of interview. There are VIPs. There are a lot of celebs which comes to um, radio stations for the promotion of their movies. There are a lot of cricketers, they come. There are a lot of spiritual gurus like Sri Ravi Shankar and all. I've met with n number of spiritual gurus. I've met with n number of celebrities. I don't even remember. So the n number of cricketers, they happen to be in our station. So uh, I was fortunate enough in 10 years I could meet a lot of people. So this is how the creative teams and programming team become work. So this is how the one can like join a creative team. It is not important that you need to have a creative degree in that. BCom, MCom, or an MBA can also join a creative team and gradually learn things. Production, of course, there are software wherein you need to undergo training or you can learn yourself. So you have to learn those softwares and all that is there. But then for creative, if you have a creative bent of mind, you have uh, uh, kind of flair for writing, or you have a flair for thinking something innovative or different ideas out of the box, so you can join the creative team. And of course, if you have a baritone voice and you can connect with audience, then you can become a radio jockey. Then HR, of course, the requirements would be same as it goes for other companies, but largely here the HR is more for staffing, because it's a people uh, oriented company. People, I would say the dominance of people is more number of people are there, the way it is there in BPOs and all. Number of people are more because people are required for everything. So now the AI has come in, but AI would not replace a lot of things, because if something is spontaneous, then you have to have a human being on the other side to answer that. AI would not be able to, and it may not uh, kind of sync with the organization policy. So human being are required. So largely they take care of staffing. So HR team is a very small team, and they also do a lot of employee engagement activities. So that is the HR team. Then comes marketing. Marketing team is the also a smaller team, because branding is there. Once the brand is created, you have to just manage it and you have to uplift it. You have to increase the brand equity. That is the role of marketing team. So that is also a small team. And the largest team in the company is the revenue generating team, which is, so I was heading the entire sales team. I was also accountable for P&L. So joining sales team is also not difficult. You need to, the most important thing is you need an entry. So everywhere it is all about how you enter the organization. So that is the most important thing. So once you join at a junior level, say pass out an MBA, if he joins, so he has to undergo. So usually every company would want somebody with an experience. Nobody wants a fresher. Like largely, I'm talking about majority of the organization. They would say that we would want people who have at least bare minimum experience, say 2 years, 3 years. Now, without entering into an organization, how do you gain that experience? So it's a chicken and egg story. So
But Samir, I would
yeah,
like to intervene here. That is why I think it is very important when students join a professional course like BBA, BCA, BCom honors, MBA, whatever course one joins, if the goal is clear, what one wants to become, in which industry one wants to go, what is the destination or dream company or organization, or they want to have their own enterprise, right from day one, they need to engage themselves. Like
Yeah.
if they want to come to the media, right from day one, they should engage for with a person like Samir Anand, who can handhold them for the next 3 years journey, 2 years journey, 4 years journey, so that they can achieve whatever they want to achieve after the completion of their course, and they can say, I have done so much of internships or so much of projects with this particular industry, so that the kind of exposure that is required for that industry is gotten there in the DNA of that individual over a period of time. That is why this initiative that we have started of Pansakha is very, very important.
Yeah, so I remember you explaining the concept of Pansaka. So I agree with you, sir. But the people like Samir Anand, for instance, what happens is people like Samir Anand can only guide, because what happens, like if suppose I'm already in the company at that position of vice president, national sales head, so hardly have time to interact with a lot of people at multiple point in time. So you can give some time, the once in a month or something like that. So these people, any industry expert would be always available to guide, but they cannot continuously handle anybody. They can tell you that these are things you can do. I'll narrate one story, sir. In fact, probably I think you would remember or not. When in fact today I went and met Professor Pankaj Gupta. Today only I was there in Inventec, and I was there after, I don't know, maybe 10, 12 years. I have met him 3 years back when he started his restaurant. That was his passion. So I waited for him for 1 hour, and he came from home to meet me. That because it was pre-scheduled, but he forgot to be there. But then he came. You know, uh, we started talking about all those things. The Inventec, how it started. DS. We also talked about DSPSR. We talked about his journey and your journey also. That how service, because there is some vision. So with that vision, you are moving forward. So the people who have handholded you would have told you certain things that, look, Dr. Singh, you have to do this, you have to do that. Now you have to follow that path. So the entire onus is of a student. Now I narrate you a story. When I was at at Inventec, I uh, I did my summer training at Easy Call Paging Services. This is very interesting. In fact, if people can learn from this. So after first year, there's a mandatory 2 months internship which happens in the MBA program, PGDM or MBA program, which everybody undertakes. So largely all professional courses have these kind of training. So there was one company wherein they interviewed a lot of people, and out of Inventec, there were, I think, 12, 15 odd people. They went for internship, and five were selected. I was not selected. I was not selected in the first go. The HR guy did not selected me. Their HR guy. I don't know why. He may not like. Look, lot of things are important. You know, you may be a good student. You may be enterprising. Lot of things, but somehow you didn't appeal somebody. So he said, "नहीं यार, leave him." पांच को ले लिया. Who were they? They have worked with DSPSR, all those guys. Vanita was there, Shalindra was there, there was Sumita Nath, and no, so four were there, in fact, not so out of so three were selected. I was not selected. Dr. Sanjay Srivastav, I said, look, sir, I want to work with this company because this is a paging. That was a paging industry. It was dying. Cell phone had just started that point of time. Dr. Sanjay Srivastav just called him. He said that this guy wants to work. So then he changed his mind and he said, okay, send him. And we were the only people who were paid stipend that point of time.
I think have we lost Mr. Samir?
Yeah, it
Conducted
seems.
in different departments.
Mm.
So in CRM, customer relationship management, 2 months. Oh, there is some problem with
I
the
think
internet.
now it's good.
It's okay.
Yeah, now it's
So when so so the office was on 10th floor. We didn't had laptops those days. So and we didn't had desktop. Desktop was in Ghaziabad. The campus was in Ghaziabad. The company was in Janakpuri. Uh, this thing, district center, Janakpuri. And there were very few offices. It was a deserted place that point of time. Today's district center, Janakpuri, and 1998's district center, Janakpuri, was entirely different. So after 7 o'clock, lifts were not operated. We had to come down 10 floors every day. So we used to wait that when the desktop will be available from the employees and we will work on a project report. And somehow, whatever happened, I worked there and I was offered a job by the executive president of the company. The guy who was not initially accepted as an intern was offered a job by an executive that you can do your MBA as in remotely. You can go and give your exams in the second year, but you join immediately. And I was also, but I said no because I just wanted to, it was a full-time course, so I didn't wanted to discontinue that. And uh, I was also offered the best project report at the institute, the kind of project report which I had made. Fine. Then I was again offered a job after the MBA by the same person. They called me that now your MBA is complete. And at that point of time, there was an X amount of salary. I'm not quoting that, which was offered, which was more. But somehow it came to my mind that I have to join only FMCG company. And I was going door to door. Though there was a placement cell also, they also helped me. But I wanted to join FMCG. There were very few FMCG companies who comes to institute. Largely, the good FMCG companies they induct people from A grade institute, largely IIMs and all those places. And I wanted to be in marketing. So I would have gone 10 times to Haldiram's. Haldiram is a brand which all of you know. That point of time they didn't had these outlets. They had only two outlets, one in Chandni Chowk and one in Mohun Cooperative Industrial Estate. But they were selling these namkeens and the saviors, the sweets and all. So the outlets were only two. So I was inducted in that division, which is we used to sell the this thing product, the namkeens and the other sweets and all. And I worked there for 1 month. I had also during that time I drove the auto, the sales auto also with the sales guy. That also I did. So I had good exposure, but somehow they didn't fulfill their commitment. They didn't followed. They didn't inducted me in the marketing. They only confined me to sales. So I stepped out of that organization and then I joined DSPSR because Dr. Singh called me. Why are you wasting your time there if they are not honoring their commitment? There was a commitment which they had made. So what I'm trying to say, as Dr. Singh just mentioned, that you need to have that zeal as a student, that if you know that this is what you want to do and if you pursue that and you are passionate about that, then nobody can stop you to join. At least I had joined FMCG company, but later on I shifted my career to media industry, which was a very good sting. But I'm just narrating a story that very rightly said by Dr. Singh, that it purely depends on the student, that on your will you will have to actually follow your dream and you will have to work towards your dream. That is very much important. That is very much important. So that is how you can achieve the goals. The people like Samir Anand or any industry expert can, of course, guide those people, but that zeal has to be there. Yeah, I think there is a query in the chat.
Yeah. Ishita?
There are two questions there. You can unmute and speak yourself if you want to, both of you.
So there are 3, 4 queries.
Hello, Joe.
I think if you can, Ishita, are you asking that? Can you read it and
Yes, sir. Hello, sir.
Ishita,
Am I
just
audible?
You can ask your question. I think
Uh,
Ishita,
Sir,
you
yes, sir. As you rightly said, rightly mentioned that many of the organizations don't prefer freshers; they prefer experienced candidates. But as a fresher, I also felt rejection on the basis of only freshers are having not experience. None of us are, sir. I know that none of us are born with experience. We gain it only when someone gives a chance. If companies continue to reject freshers, how will they ever get that first opportunity to learn and grow? Sir, I think organizations should also consider a freshers' willingness to learn and their enthusiasm for work, even if it means hiring them at a basic or training level salary. I would love to hear from your side, sir.
So, Ishita, partly I have answered this, that if you want to achieve something, you can do that. So, look, you have to make efforts. That is very important. If you want to pursue something, look, if somebody wants to do MBA from, say, if I'm just quoting an example, uh, from Boston University, for example. So you have to follow that route to do that. So if you have to join a media industry or for the matter of fact, FMCG company or anything, so you will have to make efforts towards that direction. That is very important. The placement cell will obviously help. But then there are a lot of companies wherein you will have to approach yourself. You will have to go, you will have to talk to them. And there are, so like one way of talking to them is going there, look, I'm available, I want to work. So what have you done? So have you done something about for them? So have you made some project? Have you observed certain things? There are a lot of things which can be done. So so that those efforts are to be required from a fresher side to get into these kind of, because organization also have their own limitations. You know, they can't induct everybody in anybody, for the matter of fact. So you need to have that spark in you. Like for instance, if I have to join, so I'm just quoting an example. For example, Wheel or maybe Rin is one brand of HUL. So I want to work on Rin as a brand. Now I am approaching a brand manager or a sales manager that I want to work for this brand. Why will he take me? Now, there is another approach. I go to a particular geography. I did this also for, again, I will narrate a story. There is a brand called Gagan Vanaspati, you know, all of you. Gagan Vanaspati.
No, sir.
So, yeah, Gagan Vanaspati, there
I
was
have
an
not
ad
heard.
which used to come. So, Gagan has a milk brand. They also produce UHT milk, ultra heat treated milk, which is in Tetra Pak. Lot of brands are there. Amul is there. Lot of other brands are there. And I'm just answering your query, Ishita, just with this example, what I did. So, as I said that I wanted to join FMCG, I just mentioned. So, I happened to be there at Haldiram. I happened to be there at Candico. I happened to be there at, I was knocking doors. I happened to be there at Gagan Foods. There is a division called Gagan Foods of Gagan Vanaspati. So, there was a marketing head, Mr. Bhatnagar. I don't remember his full name. So, I just knocked the door, and I barged in. I said, look, I am a MBA student. I'm about to pass out, but I want to join an FMCG company. So please help me join this company. So he looked at me and he said, okay, Samir. He asked me a lot of questions and he said, where are you from and all those things. I said, I am from Jodhpur, Rajasthan. So, okay, he said that now there will be 1 week holiday. There was, I think, winter vacations or something was there. He said that you work on one project and make a project report for me, go to Jodhpur and do a survey on UHT milk, ultra heat treated milk, UHT. I did a survey for 1 week and I found out there were a lot of findings which I suggested and he was impressed. Unfortunately, there was no vacancy. He could not induct me in the organization, but that is how you need to work. The example of Rin, which I am quoting, if you go to different shopkeepers, different format of shop, and find out the offtake in particular geography, you meet up different households. There are different. There is a homemaker. There is a working professional. The people who use this product. So based on that, there would be a lot of findings which you can propose to a sales head or a marketing person with a new perspective. Now these days AI is also there. You can prepare a very very like I would say outstanding project report. Those things were not there. So if you have that spark with you as a student, anybody has that spark, then nobody can stop. So it has to come from, I just mentioned when Anshuman started, that intrinsic motivation is very, very important. So if that spark is there with you, that nobody can stop. So yes, of course, the freshers would face challenges, especially the undergraduates. Largely, people would end up the postgraduate. That the people are by that time more mature and all those things. So that happens. That is an irony, but yes, there are a lot of exceptions also. But these days, a lot of things are open. Like people can start their own venture coming out of the college. In fact, Dr. Singh, I was discussing about the venture which I had discussed during my DSPSR time. TaziTarkari.com. Coms had just started. If you remember, you said, Samir, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. There was a reason behind it. I'm not uh, quoting that reason here. But you remember, as a faculty, I was kind of teaching there. I was handling seminars and all. But with a bunch of students, there were enterprising students there, 3, 4 students. We prepared a project report called TaziTarkari.com. But offtake from e-commerce had just started. So was a different model. We targeted a geography for that, and it was a beautiful project report, very practical project report. But there are a lot of things wherein Dr. Singh had guided to certain things. He said, please go ahead, and certain things he said, please don't do it. So that is the journey all about.
Uh,
Yeah,
just
there was another question, I think, Naman, and there are a few more people. My second question would be, after graduation, how can one start the marketing career with graduation, from where we can start? First of all, Naman, when you say marketing, first of all, we need to understand the difference between marketing and sales. There are many people, though you're talking about marketing, now marketing is just one module which you're studying in as a theory in your, it's an undergraduate course or a postgraduate course that you have not mentioned. So you are just studying as a module. So getting into marketing is all the more difficult because there are very few people in marketing team. In all the organization, the marketing teams are, other than few service industry and FMCG companies, the marketing teams are very, very small. So you need to have a good communication skill. You need to have a different acumen uh, for marketing. And you can definitely get a job in marketing if you work towards that. That what all things are required for marketing. So far as sales is concerned, the entry barrier is low because anybody and everybody can join sales. So there is no technical uh, qualification which is required if the product is not a technical product.
just to expand on Ishita's question a bit more and expand on Samir's thought. Ishita, I do feel like communication skills is really important, like you said, how because that's how you translate your willingness to work, and companies are often willing to take a bet, but they also probably need to know that you are as invested in the company as you say you want to be, and often better than words, action speaks louder. So firstly, working on communication skills overall, how you present yourself and everything, that is important, and that's the first step. But also, let's say, as Mr. Sami said, if you want to apply for an organization and you are a fresher, you know you are at a disadvantage. How can you turn that to an advantage, or how you can show that okay, you have a lot of time on your hand, right? Than someone who is probably in another job. So what you can do is maybe create a slide deck for them, that for the role that you are applying, create a slide deck for them, that what do you bring to the table, and let's say you identify a problem, and this often happens with bigger companies like Goldman Sachs, and whenever they have interview, they ask this specific thing. They give you a particular set of financials and they ask your opinion on that. But on smaller organization where maybe the HR resources are not so much, it can be your plus point that you identify a particular problem for them, bring a solution to the table, and how you would implement that solution, prepare a slide deck, show your enthusiasm, something of that sort, which brings you apart from the crowd. And given the fact that you are a trainee, it's also advantageous for an organization to take them because your salary will be a bit less, growth opportunity would be more. You won't be tainted by any of the set practices from a previous organization. So it's just how you bring those skills up. And but first and most importantly, I think what many people lack is communication skills. And communication skills are just not verbal skills, it's also how you present yourself and how you present your entire case. So that includes presenting the best foot forward with your resume, with a PPT or some or anything. And similar story to Mr. Sami, like once you apply, it does not mean, and you get rejected, that does not mean the end of it. I applied 3 or 4 times to Deloitte Bermuda before I got in, and it was just like every time I applied, I was like, and be humble about it. Like, if you want to go for an opportunity, no one owes you anything in this world. You have to ask for it and constantly ask for it. Like you have to show that you are actually invested in it. Similarly, once I joined Deloitte India back home, again, it was my third or fourth attempt there. So not necessarily you will get everything at your first preference, but need to still keep putting effort. And wherever I've applied, I feel like the more what you might not got the first opportunity, that does not mean you stop applying, because when the same HR reads your name coming thrice or fourth time, you're like, let's give this girl a chance, give this guy a chance. He seems really passionate. So that's also part of your communication skills, I would say.
Thank you so much, sir.
No worries.
Thank you so much, Samir Anand sir, and thank you so much, Mr. Anshuman Singh sir. So
No
now I
worries.
request Miss Khushi Datta to please deliver vote of thanks to our guests.
If Dhyan wants to ask anything, or
Yeah. Anybody related to sales marketing, media sales marketing,
Not today.
will.
I think Anshuman has anchored the session so well that I'm not left with
Anshu-
any questions. He
Anshuman has
has taken
grown.
away all my questions without me telling him. So I'm good.
I'm seeing Anshuman after a long time. He has grown up. I could not recognize him, in fact.
I know you. I know you.
And
I
he
know you.
smiled, no, his smile is like father. So that is how.
I know you from Southex days, you know.
Dhyan is also, from first batch of MBA HRD at that time, known as Dhyan Pal Singh Chauhan, DPS. See what you are saying
Delhi
here.
School of Economics, and then
Delhi School of
Vineet
Economics,
was 1 year
MHRD
junior
at
to
that
me.
time.
Have we met earlier?
We have met. We have met.
Because I had seen you in that Lavanya session. It was there,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I somehow, sorry, matlab, I couldn't
No, we
recognize.
have
Maybe
met. We
we
have met
would have.
several times. We have met several
Acha.
times. Yeah.
Maybe
I
the
know.
looks have changed in last 20 years. So probably
Yeah.
because Anshuman also I couldn't recognize
Yeah.
because he was a kid that point of time.
Yeah.
So after 20 years, if somebody like Anshuman comes and stands in front of me,
Yes.
Dr. Singh has not changed. He is exactly the same. Same smile, broad smile, same enthusiasm. And the looks
I'm
are
afraid.
also same. He's
Actually,
becoming
his hairs
young,
also have not become white.
younger day by
Yet,
day.
yet they are black.
So he's an elder brother to Aditya and Anshuman, I would say. He looks like an elder brother to
Yeah.
Anshuman.
He's young. He's very young. I mean, I
Young,
work 8 hours a day. He work 20 hours a day.
that is why he's young. Young at heart and in looks also
Call
very.
him anytime, WhatsApp him anytime, day and night. Hey, 2 seconds you'll get the reply.
And I've seen him with a broad smile always. There is always a smile on his face. There are
Exactly.
certain things he don't want to say, so he would just smile. So you have to understand कि ये नहीं कर दिया उन्होंने. You have to
You have to interpret the meaning of the
या
smile.
वो वाली स्माइल अलग अलग है स्माइल्स, तो एक स्माइल आ गई तो मतलब कि मत करो ये, लीव इट, छोड़ दो।
Yeah. He knows me. I have taught him for 2 consecutive years. First semester, second semester, third
Second semester.
semester, fourth
Yes.
semester. Samir
हम्म,
Anand.
I've
He knows.
traveled with him.
Hmm.
I've taken Dr. Pian Singh from his place when he had come for a guest
Yes.
lecture.
Dr. P.N. Singh,
So
yes.
I've visited from
He was a
Vaishali.
visiting faculty to D school
Yes,
also.
yes, yes. So many times, even North Delhi pathology lab, and I've been during those time. Many times we visited. बहुत time हो गया अब तो.
Yeah, good to have you back on this forum.
Same here, sir. Always.
And I'm sure under your mentorship, some of the students will achieve their goals that they want to.
जो जो करना है वो यहाँ से आना है बस. जिस दिन यहाँ पे खुल
Yes,
गया ना, nobody can stop. It comes
yes.
from within. When we see the external world ना कि ये नहीं हो रहा है, वो नहीं हो रहा, मैं नहीं कर पा रहा, वो नहीं कर पा रहा है. It happens somehow, but you have to have that confidence in you. Look, there will be rejection. It is not there कि rejection है ही नहीं. Even Albert Einstein, everybody, whatever you read those biographies or autobiographies, so there is a lot of rejections everywhere. There are a lot of failures, but from those failures, people fight and they shine.
Yeah, it is said, na,
Lot of
failure
stories.
is your, steps towards learning lessons that you learned over a period of time. ये बल्ब नहीं आया होता अगर वो कंटिन्यूअस करते नहीं रहते उसको, जो अगेन एंड अगेन
टेलीफोन
अटेम्प्ट.
ना होता तो हेलो को कौन जानता. ग्रैम बेल की बेटी का नाम है हेलो. People, most of the people don't know this.
Yes,
अमर हो
yes.
गई वो. Immortal. Hello name is immortal now.
Yeah,
The
yeah, yeah.
daughter's name.
True. So let's conclude this
Yes,
session
sir.
now. We can request Aditya.
Aditi, please go
So
ahead.
before there's a vote of thanks again, क्योंकि मैं कवि भी हूँ, मतलब मैंने अपनी बहुत सारी चीजें इसमें डाली नहीं है. सो आई एम ऑल्सो अ पोएट, बट मैं किसी और का कोट पढ़ रहा हूँ. द वे आई, मैंने बोला ना कि सुकून के लिए मैं ठहर गया. देर इज अ रैट रेस विच इज देयर, बट समटाइम्स यू हैव टू स्टॉप. तो आपको देखना पड़ता है. तो बट फॉर यंगस्टर्स, द बडिंग मैनेजर्स, एक शेर मैं कहना चाहता हूँ कि मंजिल उन्हीं को मिलती है जिनके सपनों में जान होती है. मंजिल उन्हीं को मिलती है जिनके सपनों में जान होती है. पंख से कुछ नहीं होता, पंख से कुछ नहीं होता, हौसलों से उड़ान होती
Wow, wow, very nice.
है. तो
हौसले
दिस इज,
बढ़ा दिए आज आपने डीएसपी सर के, बच्चों के और बाकी सबके भी, जो है वेरी नाइस. हौसलों से ही उड़ान होती है.
बिल्कुल सर. माय
पंख तो
गुड
मिल
विशेस आर
जाते
विद
हैं.
ऑल दी स्टूडेंट्स दैट दे एक्सेल इन लाइफ. They achieve whatever they want to achieve in life, but they should pursue something. So, and focus needs less energy. Don't digress, don't run here and there everywhere. एक चीज पकड़ लो, उसी के पीछे भागते रहो, वो चीज मिल जाएगी आपको.
उन
है ना,
बच्चों के लिए
शाहरुख
आपका
खान का
क्या
डायलॉग
मैसेज
भी है,
होगा?
शिद्दत. शिद्दत से किसी चीज को चाहो तो चीज आपके पास
एग्री,
आने लगती है.
कायनात आपको
तो
मिलाने
दैट्स
लगती है.
फोकस.
अंशुमन को भी पता है बात. अच्छा समीर जी, उन बच्चों के लिए आपका क्या मैसेज होगा जो 20-20 हजार के जूते पहनते हैं, बढ़िया गाड़ियों में आते हैं और कभी जिंदगी में
हार्डशिप्स
दुख
नहीं देखी.
देखा देखा नहीं, और कुछ भी चाहिए, सिर्फ डैडी को बोलना है मिल जाएगा. वो कहाँ फिट होते हैं आपकी स्कीम में कि शिद्दत से चाहो
बॉर्न
और
विद द
बार बार ट्राई करो,
सिल्वर
मेहनत
स्पून.
करो? उन्हें मेहनत करने की जरूरत ही नहीं है. दुकानों का किराया इतना आ रहा है कि वो बैठ के भी खाएंगे तो करोड़पति रहेंगे. तो उनके लिए
देखो,
क्या मैसेज है आपका?
ऐसा है ना, हर ब्रीड के लोग हैं, हर तरह के लोग हैं. एवरीवेयर यू विल फाइंड दीज पीपल. इवन इन कॉर्पोरेट्स ऑल्सो देयर आर
हम्म.
पीपल दे डोंट वांट जॉब, दे आर जस्ट डूइंग इट फॉर द, मतलब मन बहलाना है तो कर रहे हैं. कुछ ऐसे लोग भी आते हैं, कुछ सिफारिशों से आते हैं, कुछ कैसे आते हैं, आते हैं. हर तरह के लोग होते हैं, हर जगह होते हैं, माहौल बनता है, सब कुछ होता है. तो मेरा तो कहना ये है, देखो कहीं ना हर एक आदमी को सेल्फ रियलाइजेशन कहीं ना कहीं किसी मोड़ पे होता है. एवरीबडी इज एट डिफरेंट लेवल ऑफ स्पिरिचुअलिटी, यू नो, या अवेयरनेस की अलग अलग लेवल पे हैं. तो हो सकता है वो पढ़ते ज्यादा है क्योंकि वो पढ़ते कभी हटाई नहीं गई ना, वो प्रोटेक्टेड एनवायरनमेंट में रहे, वो पढ़ते ही नहीं हटी, कभी हार्डशिप्स नहीं देखी. बट ऐसे लोग उसमें भी होंगे जिसमें कभी हार्डशिप आई, जिसको थोड़ा सा जिनकी ग्रूमिंग अच्छी कर दी हो. मैं कह रहा हूँ देना सब कुछ अपनी जगह, पैम्परिंग इज वन थिंग, बट द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग है हाउ अ चाइल्ड हैज बीन ग्रूम्ड, हाउ वेल मैनर्ड. एक मैं संस्कृत का श्लोक, अब हिंदी की बात कर रहा था शेर में, एक इस पे भी मैं बोलता हूँ, बहुत अच्छा है सबके लिए. मतलब आचार्य कुल माख्याति, आई विल ट्रांसलेट इन हिंदी, मतलब इंग्लिश में नहीं बोलूंगा, हिंदी में ही ट्रांसलेट करूंगा. आचार्य कुल माख्याति देश माख्याति भाषणम, आचार्य कुल माख्याति देश माख्याति भाषणम, संभ्रह स्नेह माख्याति विपुरा ख्याति भोजनम. तो पहली चीज है कि किसी के आचरण से उसके कुल का पता चलता है. द करेक्टर, द ऑरा, द पर्सनालिटी विच यू कैरी, आचरण से उसके कुल का पता चलता है. आचार्य कुल माख्याति देश माख्याति भाषणम, किसी की भाषा से उसके देश का पता चलता है. संभ्रह स्नेह माख्याति, किसी के त्याग से उसके प्रेम का पता चलता है. सो कितना आप किसी के लिए सेक्रीफाइस कर सकते हैं, त्याग कर सकते हैं. तो जो परम त्याग है वो एक माँ का त्याग है, तो उससे बड़ा त्याग किसी का नहीं है. सो दैट इज द सेक्रीफाइस. सो हाउ मच द मोर यू लव समबडी यू कैन सेक्रीफाइस मोर. एंड विपुरा ख्याति भोजनम, किसी के शरीर को देख के आपको उसके भोजन का पता चलता है कि किस तरह का भोजन खाता है. दैट इज द बॉडी, वॉट एवर यू ईट. तो वही है कि आचरण वाली बात है कि अगर ग्रूमिंग में कहीं पे भी डाला है बड़े बूढ़ों ने कि बेटा पैम्परिंग तो अपनी जगह है, बट दूसरों की इज्जत करो, दैट इज मोर इम्पोर्टेंट थिंग. किसी बड़े बूढ़े को मिलो, आशीर्वाद लो, इज्जत करो, छोटे को प्यार दो. अगर ये चीज लेके चल रहा है तो ग्रूमिंग पैम्परिंग है, पैसा है, खर्च करना है, उसमें कोई बुराई नहीं है. देर इज नो प्रॉब्लम इन दैट. बट अगर आचरण अच्छा नहीं है तो फिर दिक्कत है. तो कहीं ना कहीं रियलाइजेशन होता है लाइफ में हर तरह के.
मुझे लगता है कि हमारी सोसाइटी बहुत रैपिड रेट से चेंज हो रही है, फॉर गुड और बैड, वो एक मैटर ऑफ डिबेट है. और हमारा वैल्यू सिस्टम कहीं ना कहीं हमसे पीछे खींच रहा है. हमारी इंडस्ट्रीज तैयार नहीं है, कॉर्पोरेट्स बिल्कुल भी तैयार नहीं है. और इसकी वजह से इतना अफरा तफरी का माहौल चारों तरफ पड़ा है कि कोई भी एक रूल किसी भी मैकेनिज्म के लिए फिट ही नहीं हो पाता. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, बच्चा मेहनत करता है और एंट्रेंस क्रैक करता है, रैंक लाता है, पता लगता है पेपर लीक हो गया. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, हर पॉलिटिकल पार्टी रिजर्वेशन बढ़ाने में लगी हुई है. 100 में 50 सीट तो रिजर्वेशन में चली गई. किस बात का? आज के जमाने में कहाँ रहे वो दिन जहाँ पे किसी के पास स्मार्टफोन नहीं है. बहुत सारी चीजें ऐसी. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, हम जब छोटे थे, मैं जब छोटा था खास करके, तो हमारा पूरा दोस्तों का ग्रुप जाता था कि चल गाड़ी देख कर आते हैं. हम सड़क के किनारे बैठे रहते थे पत्थर के ऊपर, और एक एम्बेसडर निकलती थी, वो ब्लूइश कलर की. वो देख, गाड़ी जा रही है, गाड़ी जा रही है, गाड़ी जा रही है. हमने इकोनॉमी लिबरलाइज कर दी. गाड़ियां ही गाड़ियां हैं, अब सड़क पर जाम लग रहा है. गाड़ी ऑटोमोबाइल इंडस्ट्री फ्री कर दी, सड़कें बड़ी नहीं करी. टाउन प्लानिंग.
ये मैं आपकी बात को काट रहा हूँ, आप बिल्कुल ठीक बोल रहे हो, वैल्यू सिस्टम अलग है. एक छोटा सा बात करूंगा. आई जस्ट हैपन टू बी एट चारधाम यात्रा. अभी मैं
मैं देहरादून में ही हूँ.
और बेटी के साथ में, माय डॉटर इज,
आई मीन देहरादून ओनली.
अच्छा, तो वो देहरादून से ही स्टार्ट करी थी हमने जर्नी. शी विल टर्न 10 नाउ एंड शी वॉकड एट यमुनोत्री 12 किलोमीटर्स. शी ट्रैक्ड. ऑफ कोर्स केदारनाथ वी वेंट बाय हेलीकॉप्टर, बट अदर प्लेसेस ट्रैक भी किया हमने. तो गाड़ी मतलब कैब से थे हम लोग. मैं एक आपको, आपने जो बात बोली ना, मेरे को एक इंसिडेंस याद आ गया. हम चाय के लिए, खाने के लिए कहीं रुकते थे ना, वहाँ छोटे छोटे बच्चे थे. देखिए, हर स्टेज पे वैल्यू सिस्टम तो अलग है, बट ज्योग्राफीज के हिसाब से भी चीजें अलग है, एक्सपोजर के हिसाब से भी अलग है. लावण्या की उस दिन की बात याद आ रही है मुझे. आई अटेंडेड दैट सेशन. when he compared India with Europe with US, सबका जो चीज यूरोप में है, एंड ही टॉक्ड अबाउट ट्रम्प आल्सो दैट वो तो बिल्कुल एक्सट्रीम है वहां का, बट आप उधर का वैल्यू सिस्टम देखिए, इधर का देखिए, तो ट्रांजिशन हो रहा है ना। जो हिंदुस्तान का है वो धीरे धीरे हम कहाँ जा रहे हैं, हम वेस्टर्न कल्चर की तरफ जा रहे हैं। न्यूक्लियर फैमिलीज, पेरेंट्स की जब जरूरत होती है तब हम पेरेंट्स को बुलाते हैं। पहले पेरेंट्स साथ में रहते थे ना, आप पेरेंट्स के साथ रहते थे, पेरेंट्स आपके साथ नहीं रहते थे। तो पेरेंट्स को तो थिंग्स हैव चेंज्ड। मैं एक छोटा सा एग्जांपल ले रहा हूँ, आपने कहा ना वैल्यू सिस्टम चेंज हो रहा है, कि बच्चे गाड़ी देखने जाते थे, वो बच्चे थे चार पांच, मैं खड़ा था, छोटे छोटे बच्चे, मतलब 7-8 साल के, 9 साल का बच्चा होगा, आपस में बात कर रहे थे कि देख अब गाड़ी आएगी ना, ये कार आएगी ना, तो सबने एक साथ हेलो करना है। वो जाएंगे वो लोग, सब जा रहे हैं, टूरिस्ट है, सबको एक साथ हेलो करना है, सब एक साथ करेंगे। सो सी दैट, मतलब इतने मासूम बच्चे, और जो गाड़ी जाए उसको सब लोग देवर वेविंग हैंड्स एंड हेलो 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 कर रहे थे। तो सर ये सब एक्सपोजर से है। हमने, आपने कहा ना स्मार्टफोन दे दिया, तो बच्चा आज पैदा होता है हाथ में फोन आ जाता है, क्योंकि माँ बाप भी तो पकड़ाते हैं ना अपना टाइम बचाने के लिए, कि बेटा पकड़ ले थोड़ी देर, नर्सरी राइम्स देख ले, कुछ और देख ले, वो तो उसको चिपका ही दिया ना आपने वहीं पे। आप कितना रोकोगे, टीवी को कितना रोकोगे, दूसरा एक्सपोजर, आजकल तो 50 चीजें हैं। तो ये तो सब चीजें हैं ना, इट इज इनसाइड, इट इज नॉट आउटसाइड। फर्स्ट दैट हाउ यू हैव बीन ग्रूम्ड, आपके आपकी फैमिली की ग्रूमिंग क्या है, आपकी वैल्यू सिस्टम क्या है पूरी फैमिली का। हर एक फैमिली का आप देखेंगे ना, तो कल्चर होता है एक फैमिली का, ग्रूमिंग होता है कि बच्चा कैसे बात करता है अपने से नीचे, सर्वेंट से कैसे बात करता है, किसी और काम करने वाले से, उससे ही पता चल जाता है कि बात करने का तरीका कैसा है, उसकी ग्रूमिंग कैसी है। तो हम लोग है ना अलग अलग स्टेज पे हैं, बट हम अलग अलग जोग्राफीज में दीज थिंग्स आर डिफरेंट, एंड इट इज बाउंड टू हैपन। इट हैज बीन हैपनिंग सिंस एजेस, और ये आगे चलता रहेगा। अमलगमेशन होता रहेगा, मेल्टिंग पॉट है, अगर हम जा रहे हैं, यूएस रह रहे हैं, लोग आ रहे हैं, कर रहे हैं, ये सब चीजें, तो ट्रांजिशन होता रहेगा।
नहीं, मैं बेसिकली ये कहना चाहता हूँ, द changes which are coming in across the world, and it's not only specific to India, across the world, changes which are coming, our
हम्म,
whole ecosystem, including the society, educational institutions, students, professors, are actually not ready to ride on that change. None of us is ready. आप बिलीव नहीं करेंगे, मेरे पास एक डॉक्टर किरण बेदी का वीडियो आया।
हम्म,
वीडियो का था, एक स्लाइडर था, a good leader must have these qualities, and a leader not so good will have these qualities. It is this image, but she's speaking, and that image is constant throughout in the video. Now, it's a very simple thing for anyone. अंशुमन के लिए पीनट्स का खेल होगा, या अदिति के लिए, या इवांशी या इशिता के लिए, मैं नहीं कर पाया। मेरी बेटी डीपीएस में 9th क्लास में है। मैंने बोला बेटा ऐसा कुछ बना सकते हो आप? अगर मैं आपको एक पिक्चर दे दूं तो मेरी आवाज में ऐसा बना सकते हो? बोलते पापा ऐसा अच्छा बना दूंगी। उसने क्या करा, एक कंप्यूटर ऑन करा, उसमें इंस्ट्रूमेंटल क्लासिक लगाया कम आवाज में, और मेरे को बोला पापा आप रीड करो। उसने एक ऑडियो रिकॉर्ड किया, एक ऐप पे गई, पिक्चर डाली, म्यूजिक फिल किया, चला के दिखाया, मैंने बोला अच्छा है, सेव कर लिया, मेरे को वीडियो भेज दिया।
हाँ, तो द सॉफ्टवेयर आर अवेलेबल,
आई
थिंग्स
एम
आर
नॉट
देयर।
रेडी, आई एम नॉट रेडी।
हाँ, मतलब सो देन यू हैव टू बी रेडी फॉर दिस,
अच्छा, अब जो मेरी बेटी है,
ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन होना पड़ेगा ये तो।
चलो,
सुनो, मेरी
ये तो
हाँ, ये
ऐसा
तो
ध्यान,
सर,
ये
ये
तो
वन टू
बहुत
वन
ही
डिस्कस कर सकते हैं, वी कैन
हाँ
डिस्कस
हाँ।
दिस वन टू वन, बट
अभी
मेरी
अभी
मेरी जो
सेशन का
बेटी है,
टाइम बहुत हो गया
मेरी
है।
जो बेटी है, वो कहाँ जाके धक्के खाएगी? वो आपको लगता है वो किसी, उसकी इतना ईगो इतना हाई है, वो किसी के दरवाजे जाके बोलेगी मेरे को जॉब चाहिए, और वो बार बार जाएगी, बार बार अप्लाई करेगी, बोलेगी भाड़ में जाओ यार, मैं दूसरी देखूंगी, तुमको पसंद नहीं
आज
आएगी।
के जो बच्चे हैं ना, ये पढ़ रहे हैं बीबीए बीसीए, ये जॉब देने वाले बनेंगे, जॉब लेने
हाँ।
वाले नहीं होंगे ये। अपना पीपल विल स्टार्ट देयर ओन वेंचर्स इवेंचुअली, मे बी आफ्टर 5-7 ईयर। जो हम 20 साल में या 25 साल में सोचते हैं, वो 5 साल 7 साल में सोचेंगे कि लेट स्टार्ट एट आवर ओन, और चलो
जो
करते
लड़की कार से नीचे पैर नहीं रखती, वो स्ट्रगल करेगी, कहाँ से करेगी बताओ?
मैं तो बोल दिया ना, वो दे विल हैव देयर ओन स्टार्टअप्स, दैट्स द राइट आंसर फॉर दैट। दैट्स गुड,
हैं।
लेट अस
और हमको भी चेंज
कंक्लूड
होना
दिस।
पड़ेगा, एवरीबडी विल हैव टू
हाँ।
ट्रांसफॉर्म।
हम्म,
ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन इज द वे टू लाइफ, तो और कोई तरीका ही नहीं है। व्हील तो कंटिन्यूअसली मूव कर रहा है ना, आप खड़े रह गए तो आप मूव नहीं करोगे व्हील के साथ में, आपको भी मूव कर।
yes, so let us conclude this.
यस सर,
Aditi,
थैंक यू
you
सो मच।
Already we have exceeded a lot of time.
So
Jyoti,
let's
अगर आप टाइम
conclude
लगाओगे तो
it
चलता जाएगा.
without vote of thanks. We can conclude. Thank you so much for listening to me, and I
No,
think
sir,
let's
wait,
have a
let me.
face-to-face something motivational talk in a bigger forum. So let's interact and on a bigger forum face-to-face someday. फेस टू फेस में वाइब्स ज्यादा अच्छी आती हैं, एनर्जी जाती है.
Exactly.
Yes, yes,
तो
yes.
ये पोस्ट कोविड ये ज्यादा डेवलप हो गया है, मीटिंग्स भी इस पे हो रही है, सब कुछ इस पे हो रहा है, बट वो वाइब्स नहीं जाती, एनर्जी नहीं जाती है.
पता नहीं
Yes.
कितने लोगों को पता है, नहीं पता है. जूम को पहले कोई पूछता नहीं था.
पोस्ट कोविड
MS Teams और Zooms को कोविड से पहले कोई मतलब ये समझ लीजिए कोई सब्सक्राइबर नहीं थे इनके पास. कोविड आते ही Zooms आ गए.
चलिए, थैंक्स सर.
मेरे को एक कंपनी पता है, मेंटल वेलनेस कंपनी है, 1-to-1 हेल्प के नाम से, एंड दे आर इनटू साइकोलॉजिकल काउंसलिंग. दैट कंपनी वाज अबाउट टू क्लोज, और वो लोग बेचने के लिए ढूंढ रहे थे, क्या कहते हैं, EY को उन लोगों ने साइन अप कर लिया था, हमारी कंपनी बिकवाओ, और कंपनी बिकने के कगार पे थी. उसके बाद हुआ कोविड आया. जब कोविड आया तो सब लोग वर्क फ्रॉम होम करने लगे. जब वर्क फ्रॉम होम करने लगे तो लोगों को सीरियस डिसऑर्डर्स होने लगे, साइकोलॉजिकल, विच इज एंजाइटी, डिप्रेशन, लोनलीनेस. और कंपनीज ने फिर उन्हीं 1-to-1 का अप्रोच करना शुरू कर दिया. उनके रेवेन्यू 300 टाइम्स ग्रो करे कोविड के 2 साल में. अभी भी चल रही है कंपनी, बोलते अब नहीं बेचेंगे.
वो as per कोई टाइम्स के हिसाब से कोई कंपनी ऊपर जाएगी, कोई कंपनी नीचे जाएगी. ये लाइफ है, साइकिल है, हार्ट बीट है, ऊपर नीचे, कोई ऊपर कोई नीचे, कोई ऊपर ना कोई नीचे, तो चलता रहेगा. ये तो जब तक जग में चीजें चलती रहेगी, ये सब चीजें चलती रहेगी. सारी
Aditi,
चीजें.
can we close it?
Let us allow Aditi also to play a role.
Aditi, Vanshini, and Nishita. Thanks.
Good evening, everyone. I, Ritti, student of BCom third semester. It is indeed a great privilege and honor for me to extend the vote of thanks on the behalf of Delhi School of Professional Studies and Research to all who made today's session a resounding success. First and foremost, my heartfelt gratitude goes to our distinguished speaker, Mr. Samir Anand sir, for graciously accepting our invitations and sharing his valuable insight. Sir, your thoughts on leadership and the way you address the challenges faced by leaders were truly thought and provoking. You have not only highlighted the hurdles but also shown us how they can be transformed into opportunities for growth, learning, and reliance. Your inspiring words will undoubtedly serve as a guiding principle for aspiring leaders among us. I would also like to extend a sincere thank you to our esteemed moderator, Mr. Anshuman Singh Sir, for seamless steering the session. Your thoughts, thoughtful questions, and effective moderation brought out the best from the discussion and ensured an engaging and enriching experience for everyone present. To all the participants and attendees, and Ms. Ivanshi Kashyap for welcome address, and all the active listeners. Thank you for your active involvement, curiosity, and enthusiasm throughout the session. Your presence and engagement added great value to the event. Once again, thank you, Mr. Samir Anand sir and Mr. Anshuman Singh sir, for your time, your energy, and your generous contribution to the nurturing the leaders of tomorrow. We are truly grateful. Thank you all.
Thank you.
I'm also grateful to be here. Thank you so much for attending the session and inviting me for the talk.
And we will invite you in the face-to-face also in the month of
Face
August
to
when
face
the
in
new
a
session starts.
larger forum.
Yeah,
And
we will
that
invite you in that. Thank you.
all right, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you. Dhanyavad.